Hey there friendos, Newbornkilik here, welcoming you back to the Legend of Zelda Mythbusters. Now today, we're going to be doing some more well-known exploits and, quirks about the Ocarina of Time, but it's still going to be a heck of a lot of fun. And I apologize for my foul language there. I understand I probably just scared a lot of you younger viewers away with my coarse language, but it's okay. Today we're going to be covering 3 myths/mechanics in The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Originally it was only going to be 1, but 1 turned into 2, and 2 happened to turn into 3, because that is how the scientific process goes. Scientific in quotations, of course. Anywho's it's what, let's get right into it. Poes can damage you. Now, we all know that if you drink a Poe, you have a chance of restoring 1 heart. You also have a chance of restoring 3 hearts, but is there a tiny chance that the Poe will in fact damage you for a heart? And on top of that, is there a chance that the Poe will straight out kill you? So I guess I could explain the method here. I've found out that when the Poe registers what it will do is actually when you start drinking it, and not when the Poe is caught. As we can see, the 3 options here, the left, down, and right Poes, do different things independent. Even though they're technically the same Poe, what they're doing isn't registered until you actually start to drink them, so luckily this ends up saving quite a bit of time. We can just drink the same 3 Poes over and over again. Pretty simple. If we end up dropping dead, then then we know that that was a bad idea. So I've been sitting here drinking Poes for maybe 10 minutes. I have no idea how many Poes I've actually drank at this point, but what I do know is I'm not dead yet. I've deduced I can do about 1 every 5 seconds. That means that in a 30-second span, I'm doing 6. That means if my math is correct, that I'm doing 12 a minute.
Hi, how are you?
I've drank over 100 Poes, and honestly, it seems like a completely even chance to either damage you or to restore 1 heart or restore 3 hearts. I'm sure there is, slightly different numbers as far as what each of them will do and how often they'll do it, but from what I can see, it seems relatively even. And most importantly of all, I'm not dead. So, is it possible to kill yourself drinking Poes? I guess the only way to actually test that is to make that happen now, isn't it? I'm starting to think actually the odds are in your favor in this little life minigame here, because I have drank probably 10, and just now I've lost 2 hearts. So that's about 1 in 5-ish. Of course that is anecdotal evidence, but it's still something. Now you might be wondering where I'm getting all these Poes. Of course I'm using a cheat engine to allow me to basically get infinite Poe bottles, but I just have to go back in and keep, redoing them just like on command. We lost another heart. This is amazing. That's 4 in a row. 4 in a row? 5? No, it's ruined. Finally, we found ourselves at 3 hearts. Now, I'm hoping we can go ahead and wrap this up. Next 3, of course, are gonna do it. That would be great. Anything to get away from this big old creeper right here, but, she's just been staring at us, slowly consuming the souls of the damned. That is not what I wanted. Why are you like this? Here we go. 1 more Poe is all we need to die. Damn it. It almost seems like it will not kill you, actually. I've been at this for maybe 5-ish minutes, just trying to get the very last one. There's a chance that I'm just getting very lucky, or I guess unlucky in this instance. Alright, well, another 5 or 6 minutes of straight just drinking up them souls. I'm pretty confident that this is completely busted. You cannot kill yourself with a Poe. And in fact, if you find yourself with less than 1 heart, or 1 heart exactly, go ahead and drink up that soul, because it's probably going to give you 3 hearts back. And with that, this one is officially busted. I'm honestly kind of embarrassed with how long it took to test all that. I've literally been at this for about 40 minutes just straight drinking Poe souls. Wow, what good content. Number 2, and this is something with a little bit less test and a bit more finite evidence that everyone already knows, but just in case I do want to get you caught up to speed, that is that your crouch stab actually uses the attack value of the last attack that you use. This is relatively simple to test on the stal-children here, which actually leads us to another myth that I wanted to test as well. There are a finite number of stal-children that will actually spawn in Hyrule Field during the night. So luckily we can just nail down 2 birds with 1 stone on this one. So the gist of how we're going to test this is we'll actually use a standard slash, and then on the first set of enemies, the first stal-children will use this, and I'm already aware, and as you may already know as well, it actually takes 2 slices to defeat a stal-child, whereas a jump attack is double power. Assuming that this crouch stab thing is true, we should be able to eliminate stal-children with just one hit after using a jump slash. Now bear in mind, we're also testing to see if there's a finite number of stal-children that'll pop up. If it's the same amount every night, notably we want to take a look at it and see if the giant stal-child is actually the last one, which I don't think it is, but ironically the wave after that usually seems to be the last, so our goal is we need to actually defeat these enemies as quickly as possible and see if any more show up. And at that point, we will be able to see how many we fought per night and see if there seems to be a hard cap on it. Okay, so we have our jump slash queued up. I was expecting this to be easier, but whenever they knock you back, it makes it a lot more difficult. So that's wave 3, so that's 6 total. As we can see here, it's again not so much of a myth as just a speedrunning trick that the crouch stab actually does the amount of damage as the jump slash, assuming that you have the jump slash queued up. Okay, so the idea was that this wave here was the last wave, so we'll see. Okay, so that is not the last wave. However, we were not quite as efficient as we could be here. So let's go ahead and run that one again, see if we can't get more than, I believe we had 14 in that round. Let's see if we can't get more than 14. Stop it! Knock it off! Okay, so we actually managed to get 20 that round. Oh, we got a lot for 20 as well. Wow, okay. Hey, that's a little interesting little tidbit. I've never seen that happen, actually. So if you defeat 20 stal-children in one night, you actually get 60 rupees. I mean, I wouldn't say that that's the most efficient way to go about it, but it is still a fact that you can do, and I didn't know that either. So at 10 stal-children, you get a blue rupee, and at 20 stal-children, you get big old fat stacks of rupees in getting 60 rupees. The more you know. So I guess if you really have nothing else to do during your randomizers and you need some cash, well, you can always do that. Or just use the bridge trick. It's honestly way better. Anyway, that is all the time we have today. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. It does help me out an awful lot, and hey, I really do appreciate it. If you learned something useful, please do consider leaving a like or showing some support in another way, as of course I do really appreciate it. And you know, hey, I just spent 40 minutes drinking souls for you. All joking aside, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. It does help me out an awful lot. If you do happen to have any myths or gameplay mechanics, ideally relating to gameplay mechanics or any little quirks about the game that I can actually take a look at and test, and you know, just share with the general public, of course I would be more than happy to feature you in the next video. That is kind of the lifeblood of this series, so of course if you do enjoy it, you know, leave me some of those Easter eggs that you know about. Again, we're going for mostly gameplay things, little Easter eggs, secrets even are okay as well. I appreciate you. I'm Newbornkilik, and I will see you in the next one. I'm out.